गुरु चरण सरोज रज, निज मन मुकुर सुधारी। बरनौ रघुबर बिमल जसु, जो दायक फल चारि। बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके, सुमिरो पवन कुमार। बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि, हरहु कलेश विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर, जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर। रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा, अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा। महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी, कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी। कंचन बरन बिराज सुबेसा, कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा। हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा बिराजे, कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजे। शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन, तेज प्रताप महाजगबंदन। विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर, राम काज करिबे को आतुर। प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया, राम लखन सीता मन बसिया। सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा, बिकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा। भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे, रामचंद्र के काज सवारे। लाए सजीवन लखन जियाए, श्री रघुबीर हरषि उर लाए। रघुपति कीनी बहुत बड़ाई, तुम मम प्रिय भरतहि संभाई। सहस बदन तुम्हरो जस गावे, अस कहीं श्रीपति कंठ लगावे। सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा, नारद सारद सहित अहिसा। जम कुबेर दिग पाल जहाते, कवि कोविद कहि सके कहते। तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीन्हा, राम मिलाए राजपत दीन्हा। तुमरो मंत्र विभीषण माना, लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना। जुग सहस्त्र जो जन पर भानु, लील्यो ताहि मधुर फल जानु। प्रभु मुद्रिका मैलि मुख माहि, जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाहि। दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते, सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हरे तेते। राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे, होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे। सब सुख लहे तुम्हारी शरणा, तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना। आपन तेज समारो आपे, तीनों लोक हाकते कापे। भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे, महावीर जब नाम सुनावे। नासे रोग हरे सब पीरा, जपत निरंतर हनुमत बीरा। संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे, मन क्रम बचन ध्यान जो लावे। सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा, तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा। और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे, सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे। चारों जुग प्रताप तुम्हारा, है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा। साधु संत के तुम रखवारे, असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे। अष्ट सिद्धि नव निधि के दाता, असबर दीन जानकी माता। राम रसायन तुमरे पासा, सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा। तुमरे भजन राम को पावे, जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे। अंत काल रघुबरपुर जाई, जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई। और देवता चित्त न धरहि, हनुमत से ही सर्ब सुख करहि। संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा, जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा। जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई, कृपा करो गुरुदेव की नाई। जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई, छूटहि बंधि महासुख होई। जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा, होए सिद्ध साखी गौरीसा। तुलसीदास सदा हरिचेरा, की जय नाथ हृदय मह डेरा। पवन तने संकट हरन, मंगल मूर्ति रूप। राम लखन सीता सहित, हृदय बसो सुरभूप। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय, बोलो रे भाई सब संतन की जय। जय श्री राम, जय श्री कृष्ण, जय हनुमान। The reason for starting with Hanuman Chalisa or any mantra for that matter is bring our mind, or I'd rather say clear our mind, because we are involved in sansar, right? So if we bring the sansar with us, our understanding of the scriptures will be very biased. For this 45 minutes, 1 hour, we have to just distance ourselves, leave aside the prior knowledge that we believe we have, right? That is a big important thing that we believe we have, right? Leave aside any preconceived notions. Don't bring inside any of your personal problems, because we have to understand one thing very, very clearly. The purpose and the main objective of all our scriptures is God realization, right? For a Advaiti, it would be self-realization. For a Dvaiti, it would be realization of another entity, that is God. For a Vishisht Advaiti, it might mean a little different. But ultimately, the main core objective of our scriptures is God realization. Whether we are sadhaks, whether we consider ourselves sadhaks or we don't consider ourselves sadhaks, whether we like it or not, we are all doing sadhana only. Some do it knowingly, some do it unknowingly. And we might say that no, this brings in this is not a moral value class. This is not a problem solving class, right? This is not a session where we are going to learn moral values. Yes, as a result of the journey towards the Lord, the good values, the good morals, the diminishing vices, and the increasing virtues are a byproduct. They happen on their own. But that is not our main objective, right? Many a times we come thinking that that is our main objective. No. The main objective is to connect to the Lord. The main objective is not also enjoyment, where many people say, I like it, I enjoy it. That is a wrong notion again. When you ask yourselves, when you're sitting for any session for that matter, have you connected to that divine during that session? Enjoyment, like, is just a fulfillment of an other form of desire. That is not the main objective. Did the connection happen? Even for a minute, were you able to connect? And if you were not able to connect, what could be the reason? There could be multiple reasons, right? So, the main objective is God realization, and the purpose is to connect. The purpose is not enjoyment or, lightening my mood or making me feel better. No. The main purpose is God realization. The virtues that we gather is a byproduct of this process. That is not the main agenda. So with this clarity, we are going into this. Now, Srimad Bhagavad Gita is a part of Mahabharata. And we have multiple Gitas, right? This is not the only Gita that we have. We have Vibhishan Gita, which is a part of Ramcharitramanas. We have Shiv Gita. Many Gitas are there. So this particular Gita is a part of Mahabharata, and in this, Sri Krishna is addressing Arjun, where in the middle of the battlefield, right? And in the middle of the battlefield, Arjun suddenly realizes, again, as we initially start, the so-called concept of knowledge was probably not the right knowledge he had. Saying this, we cannot demean Arjun. He had done a lot of tapasya and sadhana, and that is why he is able to interact with the Lord, isn't it? And understand what is going to be said. However, sometimes the wrong notion of knowledge can be very dangerous. And in the middle of the battlefield, what was the main wrong notion that Sri Krishna brought in front of Arjun? What was it? It was that there is no them and you. Arjun, have a second look. They are all yours. In Ramayana, when Lakshmanji was talking to Ramji, right? And Lakshmanji had a complaint. He said, you give so much gyan to so many sages and people and everybody, you hardly have any time for me. So now that nobody is there, please sit down, bhaiya. And there are a few questions I want to ask and I need your answer. So one such question was, what is Maya? What is Maya? And Sri Ram knew that who is listening? The Shrota is Lakshman. Not many words are needed to explain the concept to him. So he just said one line. Main arumor ator te Maya. What does that mean? Me and mine, you and yours, that is Maya. There is nothing beyond it. And probably for us also, इससे ज़्यादा explanation की ज़रूरत नहीं है. We can write paragraphs and paragraphs, books and books, have discourses and discourses on Maya. But the basic remains me and mine, you and yours. The minute there is duality, that is Maya. When there is oneness, there is absence of Maya. So Arjun, though very knowledgeable, could not conquer what? Maya. It's not easy. Because he was seeing them as Kauravas, me and we as Pandavas. And the only thing Sri Krishna did was, he fine-tuned the vision and said, Arjun, dhang se dekh bit. There is no them or you. They are all yours. And when you realize that there is no me and them, that is when the dilemma starts. For him, it was a great dilemma. वो तो जाके लड़ने वाला था. He was going to kill and destroy. Why? Again, the second cause of his trouble was he had forgotten the basis of the war. First was me and you. Second was the base of the war. What is Mahabharata? What is this war all about? It's a dharma yudh, right? It is not a personal battle that is being, fought for land or for justice. Nahi. The premise on which the entire battle was being fought was dharma. It was not to satisfy anybody's ego. It was not to get land or revenge. Nahi. That is the problem. Mahabharata mein sometimes we get confused and then we say, no, that was the premise. No, the premise was dharma. The establishment of dharma and to demolish adharma. The minute he made it a personal battle, then he was willing to resign, right? He said, if it is a personal battle, the only person who's going to lose is me. So मुझे तो लड़ना ही नहीं है. I don't want this kingdom. I don't want, the kingdom drenched in the blood of my relatives. कुछ नहीं चाहिए मुझे. I don't want it. Second, so Sri Krishna, when he started talking, he told him, firstly, there is no me or them. Secondly, this is not a personal battle that you're fighting. This is dharma yudh. This is for the greater good. And third, who are you? In the previous verses, when we were talking about the body, mind, and intellect, he told Arjun, how many? I think from verse number 11 to verse number 31, if I'm not mistaken, the only concept is you're not the body, you're not the mind, you're not the intellect. Arjun, you are that. You're not the doer. You're not the karta. You're not the bhokta. Who is the doer then? What? You feel that if you don't enter the battle, these people won't die? Whatever has to happen will happen with or without you. That notion that you are indispensable is also wrong. And when we look at the first chapter of Gita, which is one of the most important, I feel, we will relate to it a lot. The Vishad and the dilemma that we go through is very similar to what Arjun is going through. So this Granth, that is the Gita, is not only applicable to Arjun, who is in the middle of the battlefield some thousands of years ago. No. We are all always, forever, whether we know it or not, in the middle of a battlefield only. And the choices we make, the decisions we make, impact our journey towards whom? Towards that divine. But when we were doing the previous verses, one more thing was said. Be very careful. The decisions could be yours, but without the grace of the Lord, you won't be able to make that decision also. So, overall, Arjun's Vishad of whether I should fight this battle or not is being answered in all the verses till verse number 38. In the next session, we'll go verse by verse and see which question has been addressed by which verse, which question has been addressed by which verse. We'll do it next session. But the answers have been given. And now, after he talked about Gyan, there was a portion of around 6 verses, 32 to 36, where it was a general kind of a commonsensical discussion. Because he felt that Arjun was probably right now not ready to understand the concept of dharma. We all mistake the concept of dharma, right? There is a difference between dharma and there is a difference between swadharma. What is dharma? Dharma is me in my Satchidanand Swarup. It is not that I am a mother, it's duty. No, dharma and duty are not interchangeable. There are many words which we cannot use like that. What is my dharma? My dharma is to be in my Satchidanand Swarup. Right? But to be in my Satchidanand Swarup is a little difficult, right? If I say Tattvamasi, Aham Brahmasmi, I am that, it's a little difficult and little far-fetched to understand. Sometimes. And right now, because Arjun is not calm and composed yet. Now, there is a difference between Bhishma Pitama, right? Dronacharya and Arjun here. Why is it that the Gita is being narrated to him and not Bhishma Pitama and Dronacharya? They are in the battle. They are standing. Because they are Sthit Purush. They are Sthit. Arjun ko abhi stapit karna hai. Arjun is an elevated soul, yet he is not Sthit as of now. He is not established in the self as of now. He is still in dilemma. That sthirta has not come in Arjun. Whereas Dronacharya, Bhishma Pitama, they are in the same situation but not agitated. Why? Because they are sthit. They know, ye khel hai, hame khelna hai. Life is but a dream. It's a drama. This is my role. I'll play it well. खत्म हो गई बात. पर मेरे साथ में ये क्यों हो रहा है? मेरे ही साथ में क्यों होता है? Why am I always facing the problems? I've been so good all my life, yet this happens to me. Why is he always mean to me? अरे छोड़ो ना. It's just a big drama. And this is your role. Play it to the best of your ability and finish it. So that is the state of Bhishma Pitama and Dronacharya, not Arjun. Arjun has those why me, why this, why not, why this, why sin, what punya, what pap. So many. They don't. They are like, theek hai. यहाँ खड़े होना है, यहाँ खड़े हो जाते हैं. अब क्या करना है श्रीहरि, ये करना है, चलो हम कर लेते हैं, खत्म हो गई बात. बट अर्जुन नहीं. So for him, Shri Krishna is narrating. And then he says, he talks about basic logic. First he talks about Gyan, where he says, you're not the body, you're not the mind, you're not the intellect, you are this big self, right? That self is nothing but that divine. And then he explains and explains verse after verse about death and birth, so many things we have discussed in great depth. Then he uses a normal commonsensical thing for a common person. What will people say? This is your duty. So then he starts talking about swadharm. एक होता है धर्म, दूसरा होता है स्वधर्म. Dharm is, my dharma is being in my Satchidanand Swarup. But swadharm is fulfilling the duty based on where I have been placed. Suppose I am a mother, वो मेरा स्वधर्म है. Suppose I am a warrior, वो मेरा स्वधर्म है. Right? Suppose, so at a particular point in time, you could have multiple swadharms which you have to fulfill. So over here, he is reminding Arjun of his swadharm as a warrior. And he says, you are a Kshatriya. तुम्हें लड़ना पड़ेगा. Now again, we won't go into the dilemma of all the four castes. We have discussed it in great depth as to, Varna system kya hota hai, and casteism is not a part of our Sanskriti, how it was formed and how it was misinterpreted. We have done that in great depth already. So he says, your dharma is a warrior. You are standing in the middle of the battlefield. Hence you have to fight. And then he says, what will happen? What are the consequences of you turning away from the battle? Simple consequences. Log kya bolenge? What will happen to your brothers? What will happen to your reputation? सब कुछ basic normal things that we all know. Once कहते हैं ना, रघुकुल रीत सदा चली आई, प्राण जाए पर वचन ना जाए. Although nowadays most people are not a man of their word, right? कि हमने बोल दिया तो हम करेंगे. In fact, Raja Harishchandra जैसे तो even if they dreamt of something, they would fulfill it. That is not there anymore. Yet, when you have undertaken something, finish it. You consciously got into this battle, right? Now there is no turning back. Again, ask yourselves, how many times we take up something and just because of the problems that are facing, we drop it and leave. That is not what is taught in our scriptures. Once you are in it, finish it. तो अर्जुन को ये बोल रहे, now you are in it, finish it. And then the questions are, previously he says कि this is पाप, I'll go to hell. मेरे लिए स्वर्ग के द्वार बंद हो जाएंगे. So to answer that particular question, these two verses, verse number 37 and verse number 38 are being said. Verse number 37 is telling him, we'll chant it also. He's telling him कि तुम लड़ो, है ना? You do your duty. While you are fighting, if you die, you'll go to heaven. Just imagine a soldier who's fighting to save his country and at that time he dies. Right now Arjun is a soldier. From this context, he dies. He'll go to heaven. And if he is victorious, ठीक है, you will get the benefit of being the king and the land and you'll be able to serve your people. So from both perspectives, if you fight the battle, you are victorious. And then he says, Tasmad uttishchati. Utho. And start fighting. All these verses, when Shri Krishna first opened his mouth, in verse number 3 and 4, if I'm not mistaken, they are verse number 3 and 4. The other verses that followed after them are just elaborating exactly what he had told in those two verses. But in those two verses, Shri Krishna ko, Arjun ko samajh hi nahi aaya. So Shri Krishna had to say more. And in chapter 2 again, Shri Krishna is going to tell him everything, what has to be known. Klebhyam Masmagama Partha, verse number 3 and verse number 2. When Shri Krishna first talks, Shri Bhagavan Uvacha, you can mark these two verses. These two verses are a condensed version of what the Lord is going to say after and explain till verse number 39. So he says, get up and fight. Because that's your swadharma. That is your duty. मरे तो स्वर्ग मिलेगा. Or if you are alive after the battle, and then what will happen? You will get the land. And there also he is not saying whether he'll be victorious or not. That comes in the next verse. He's saying that why are you so agitated by the thought of winning and losing right now? Usme kya hai? Because over here, what is happening to Arjun? He's saying whether I'll win or lose, right? तो उसके बाद में मुझे लाभ होगा या हानि होगी, whether I'll be benefited or not. And based on that, whether I'll be happy or sad. Kitna he's thinking about. He's not even thinking about the action right now. That is what we also do. And that is what we condition our children to do. Set your target. 99% आने चाहिए. अब पढ़ाई करो. अरे, the learning is supposed to be, the studies are supposed to be for learning, isn't it? Increasing your knowledge or to achieve the 99%. So we are conditioned like that. Okay, so for instance, a very simple example that came to my mind, that social work that is done in the IB schools, the objective is to do good. But now what has happened is, because it is needed in the university applications, we have to do it, and that much points we need. So the entire objective of the activity is lost. Right? Benefiting the society, being a good human being, nahi. There is a purpose for everything. So he's saying, why are you thinking so far? Abhi ka socho na. And you fight. For instance, now he says, verse number 37. Hato va prapsyasi swargam jitva va bhokshyase mahim tasmaduttishta kaunteya yuddhaya krita nishchayah. He's saying, tum agar haare, simple words mein, let's read it out. Now, the main text that we use is Ram Sukhdas ji's Gita Press ka main core book, the Gutka, right? That is our base book. And yes, we do refer other books also, but this is our base book. Ram Sukhdas ji was a very great sage. He has written this, and we'll talk about him later. Now, what is the meaning of this? Verse says, अगर युद्ध में तू मारा जाएगा तो तुम्हें स्वर्ग की प्राप्ति होगी. If you die in the battle, you'll get heaven, right? As a soldier, you're fighting. और अगर युद्ध में जीत जाएगा, suppose you win, ठीक है? Then क्या होगा? पृथ्वी का राज्य भोगेगा. Then you'll rule the entire world. You'll have the rule of this earth. हस्तिनापुर जो भी तुम्हें चाहिए उसका. अतः हे कौन्तेय, हे कुंती पुत्र, युद्ध के लिए निश्चय करके, मेकअप योर माइंड, निश्चय कर लो. कहते हैं ना, बर्न योर ब्रिजेस एंड खड़ा हो जा. What we normally do is, and what Arjun is doing right now is, he has not burned his bridge. And we also, what we do is, when we move forward, we keep the option of going back open all the time. सोचिए आप, अगर नहीं हुआ तो फिर मैं क्या करूँगा? The alternate is always ready. For such a person, victory is very difficult. Because when you have an alternative option, तो आप अपना 100% दोगे ही नहीं. Because you know there is always a way to escape and run away. So over here he's saying, निश्चय करो पहले. Make up your mind. Burn your bridge. Now कुछ भी हो जाए, I'm going to go forward and fight. And what is the benefit of that? Once you have made up your mind and you have put all your focus in it. You know, आजकल हो गया है, keep an alternate ready, keep 3 options ready. मतलब आप शुरू से you are preparing for failure, isn't it? सोचो, what are we doing to ourselves and the generations to come? When they start with a journey, we teach them what? Failure is possible. वो निश्चय होता ही नहीं है कि मैं जीत के निकलूंगा. Unfortunate, isn't it? So Shri Krishna says, निश्चय करो पहले. Make up your mind कि I'll win. And then stand up and fight, Kunti Putra. Again, very carefully, sometimes when he uses Kaunteya, it is a reason for that. Kunti is Arjunji's mother, Ma Kunti. And Ma Kunti said, जाओ लड़ो. And for any child, the instructions of his mother and what his mother thinks of him is very important. सोच लेना, whenever you're reading interviews, see, this knowledge has to be implemented in your day-to-day life. Be aware when you're reading about an athlete, when you're reading about somebody, kahin na kahin, the mention of a mother is always there. Why did you do this? Because I thought, what will my mother think if I did not? So wherever Shri Krishna wants to give that extra push, है ना, भगवान क्या करते हैं? कौन्तेय. He reminds Arjun of his mother. Because, see, that was her instruction. Get up. Don't back out. What will your mother think? Burn your bridges. Don't leave options ready. Focus and fight. If you win, heaven. If you win, you have the earth. If you lose, fight and lose, what will happen? The heavens are yours. Now, how do we implement this in our life? We have discussed a bit of it. But think about it. From the Adhyatmic point of view, let's start. Because first, we'll always look at the spiritual essence of it. It is always said that whatever we are working towards in our spiritual journey, it goes with us. Whatever tap you are doing, whatever jap you are doing, whatever sadhana you are doing, whatever effort you are putting, suppose in the middle of the effort, God forbid, and your time has come and you have to leave this mortal coil, you have to leave this body and you have to journey forward because we don't die. That is what Shri Krishna explained, right? We are eternal. So whatever effort that we are putting using this instrument does not die with the instrument. It goes with us, especially the effort put in our spiritual sadhana. So suppose we have achieved 10%, say, because we can't measure. Any which ways we can't measure. But we can say that we must have done a lot of tapas to get this human birth, right? That is true. Whenever we talk about Bhagavad also, this is the core lesson. So suppose we have done 10% of tapas in this birth. And our time has come. We have to drop this body. And we move on to the next body. What will happen? Do we start from zero again? No. We start from that 10%. So over here, the effort that has been put is not wasted. Always remember this. It is a journey, isn't it? It takes hundreds of years. होने को आज हो जाए, होने को हजारों साल ना हो. But whatever punya, whatever tap, whatever jap that I am doing right now is going to go with me. And when I start again in that next body, it'll start from the 10%, not zero, or probably a little more. That is for a spiritual sadhak. So many a times you might feel, now what is the use? No, there is definitely use. Every minute invested in Prabhu Bhakti is going to go with you. आपको वापस जीरो से शुरू नहीं करना पड़ेगा. Keep that in mind. This verse is shouting out and निश्चय कर लो. When you're standing, निश्चय करो कि I will. Unless and until you have a निश्चय ना, you will not be serious about this journey. ठीक है. You'll say, ठीक है ना, what is the point? कल कर लेंगे. Suppose you're sitting for your session and somebody walks in. What will you do? You'll entertain that person first, isn't it? Or you'll say, चलो तुम भी बैठ जाओ, मेरा सेशन शुरू होने वाला है. 10 बजे मेरा पूजा का टाइम है. हम कोई नहीं करते हैं. टाइम आधा घंटा इधर उधर भी कर देते हैं. क्यों? निश्चय नहीं है ना कि दिस इज माई प्रायोरिटी, इसी फील्ड में मुझे आगे बढ़ना, वो निश्चय नहीं है. वी आर ऑल कंफ्यूज इंडिविजुअल्स, वी हैव मल्टीपल ऑप्शंस. दिस इज जस्ट प्रोबेबली टाइम पास. सोचो, आस्क योरसेल्फ दीज क्वेश्चंस. मैं क्यों कर रहा हूं ये? When Arjun was asked, that is when the dilemma started. That is when he was forced to think. That is when he was forced to question. And the Lord answered. The beauty of Arjun is, when he is faced with a dilemma, whom does he turn to? Shri Krishna. He does not turn to anybody else. Right? So, this is the first context. Any spiritual sadhana done will not go to waste. It continues. Not only this, think about it. Suppose you're fighting against a problem, right? And you feel that the problem, you can't win. Probably you'll win, probably you'll lose. But while you're fighting against that problem, right? Wouldn't you be developing those skills, that strength, right? That is needed to address such kind of situation? Had Arjun not gone back, had Arjun not moved forward, he would not have known. So when you are addressing this problem, when you are fighting the situation, when you are dealing with that problem, you are becoming stronger as an individual. And that strength stays irrespective of the fact whether you lose or you win. So there is no loss per se. Socho aap. You try your best. You try your level best, yet you do not achieve. But that endurance, that strength has developed, right? So tomorrow, if you're faced with that situation again, right? Would you want to address that situation as a weaker you or a stronger you? Because you've already tried your best. You already know some of the tactics. You already have that extra strength because of your effort in the previous situation. Is there anything to lose over here? No. आप जीतोगे या हारोगे, you are victorious only because you have developed your strength. You have developed your mindset. You have developed your endurance. You have developed your emotions. You'll fight. Or you'll address the situation in a particular way. And third, think about it. Again, this is a mix between the spiritual and the material benefit of this verse. For instance, you have a list of vices. पहले तो हमें हमारी गलती दिखती नहीं है, right? We find fault in every other person, not in ourselves. But by the mercy of the Lord, by the grace of Bhagwan, जब हमें हमारी बुराई दिखने लगे ना, we should feel so blessed कि प्रभु की कृपा हुई है, right? कबीरदास जी कहते हैं ना, बुरा देखन मैं चलिया, बुरा ना दिखया कोई, जब मन झांका आप ना, मुझसे बुरा ना कोई. There is nobody who is worse than me, right? So suppose that awakening happens and suppose we get so blessed that we are able to see our vices, right? And when we are able to see our vices, we won't have time to look at other people's vices because we'll realize there's so much work to be done. This lifetime is not enough. तो क्या करेंगे हम, right? We are going to work on them. See, the easier way would be to surrender to the Lord and dhire dhire the vices diminish. However, suppose you are trying to, anger, jealousy, this is no, I have this ego also somewhere. If I realize, बहुत मुश्किल पता चलता है, पर ठीक है. Probably I'm not so down to earth. Probably that little knowledge is dancing on my head. The minute you realize this, and you start consciously and vigilantly working towards eradicating one vasana after another. In any situation when you feel ki no, I'm being arrogant, you mellow yourself down. You know, that awareness comes because of His grace. What will happen? Even if you're not able to conquer all your vices, out of 10, probably whenever you journey into the next mortal coil, you will just have to address the other 8. Because the other 2 have been worked on. So there is nothing futile in this journey. Every positive step made is carried forward. And बहुत simple शब्दों में श्री कृष्णा अर्जुन को इतना सा बता रहे हैं कि when you get up and fight your inner devils or fight the situation and for the betterment, there is nothing to lose. डर किस बात का? Both ways you will gain. And that is what this verse is saying. Anything that you would like to say about this verse? Any questions? Anything that you'd like to share in this respect? Or shall we move on to the next verse? Next verse? Okay. So this verse was about, again, Arjun says, simply put, what is it? In English also we can read. What is it saying? Slain, you will obtain heaven. Victorious, you will enjoy the earth. Therefore stand up, O son of Kunti, resolve to fight. Okay? Then the next one. Now this verse is very simple. I think we all know it. the more you read Gita, the more you understand there is no rocket science to it, to be very honest. Right? हमें लगेगा कि हमें तो सब पता है. But then implementing it in daily life is a big issue. Because this, I'm sure everybody knows. Sukha dukhe same kritva labha labho jaya jayo tato yuddhaya yujyasva nevam papamavapsyasi. Very simple. It's a very simple thing we all know. Having made pleasure and pain, gain and loss, victory and defeat the same, engage in the battle for the sake of the battle. Thus you shall not incur any sin. Now, verse number 37. These are techniques of living our life, okay? Verse number 37 is clearly saying, उठो और अपना स्वधर्म करो. पर अपना स्वधर्म कैसे करो is what verse number 39 is saying. 38 is saying, how to do karma in this world. Because, it's a very beautiful thing. Most people feel it is the easiest form. It's the easiest part. मैं तो कर्म पे विश्वास करता हूँ. I am a karma yogi. I don't believe in jnana. I don't believe in bhakti. I do my karma to the best of my ability. But do you know how to do karma? Right? Before we went into this, there were 3 core pillars, right? We had discussed. What were those? What is the basis of karma yoga? Whatever you are doing has to be non-selfish. It is not unselfish. स्वार्थ नहीं होना चाहिए उसमें. First. अभिमान, ego नहीं होना चाहिए उसमें. Second. Third. फल इच्छा नहीं होनी चाहिए. The desire for the result should not be there. Is it that easy? It's very difficult. A simple thing, right? We are all householders. A very simple thing. I made food, nobody appreciated. फल इच्छा. Appreciation is फल इच्छा. आपने तो फिर क्या हुआ? You did your duty to the best of your ability? No. Simple examples. Ask yourself, Abhiman. I laughed at her, she did not laugh back. I called her, it has been 2 days, she did not return my call. It's not being hurt, it's ego. आप कौन? नहीं करा तो नहीं करा फोन आपको. पर मैं हूं ना, how could she not call me? How could she not smile at me? Right? That means when you are present, you're the greatest gift of the world which is coming in front and everybody should bow down to you. It's just an exaggeration, but that is ego. The smallest and the tiniest things we do show that we have ego. What is ego? मैं. And always remember, where there is मैं, God is not there, no matter what you do. When the ego goes, whether it is good ego or bad ego. Now, there are 2 types of egos also. What is good ego? I am the greatest devotee. I chant so many times. I eat satvik ahar. Ye I, na. That is a good ego. That also should not be there. I pray. No, that is a good ego. No. Bad ego, though we all know what it is, right? But both these egos should not be there. Why? Because everything that is happening is because of his kripa. It is not, कहते हैं ना, विनाश काले विपरीत बुद्धि. What does it mean? जब भगवान को आपको punishment देना होता है ना, he does not run after you with a stick. He twists your brain. He turns your brain that your thought process becomes all skewed. तो कहते हैं कि भगवान को जब आपको सबक सिखाना होता है तो वो आपके पीछे लकड़ी लेके नहीं भागते हैं, वो आपकी बुद्धि हर लेते हैं. तो अगर आप में सद्बुद्धि आई है तो भी उसी की देन है ना. आप कौन? Right? So no good ego, no bad ego. When again, this is karma yoga, which we consider to be very self. We say na, I have done my duty to the fullest to my children, so I am a karma yogi. अपने बच्चों के लिए तो सब करते हैं. This is where स्वार्थ comes in. आपने अपने बच्चे के लिए करा तो कोई बड़ी बात नहीं की. I sacrificed my entire career for my child. Who asked you? And if you did, it is your child, na? Did you do it for your neighbor's child? When you do it for your neighbor's child, yes, that is karma yoga to the best, where you have done some sort of a duty. you know what? I have been noticing this kind of a confusion is there. No, if you do your duty to the best of your ability to your family, you are done. Is it true? Yes, we have to do our duty to the best of our ability for our family because we have been placed in that situation. I've been made a mother and a wife. I am not running away because in the previous verse, Sri Krishna says, wherever you have been placed, stand there and do your duty. The person in front of you is good or bad, do your duty. But what should be the vision when I'm looking at everybody in my family, when I'm serving? You know, many of us, we don't like this word, Pati Parmeshwar. See Parmeshwar in Pati and then do your duty. See Parmeshwar in your children, then do your duty. Then it is a different level of it. Yes, you have to do your duty. You cannot run away from your duty. If you have been placed here, you have to do it to the best of your ability. But स्वार्थ कब जाएगा? बहुत मुश्किल है. इसीलिए कहते हैं ना, no, as long as you're a good mother. नहीं, mothers are swarthi because there's a blood relation. Simple. And why always this example? Because this example clicks to us. We feel we are selfless, we are not. We say ना, mothers are the most selfless. Mothers are not. They are selfless नहीं है भाई, because उनका बच्चा इसके लिए कर रहे हैं. किसी का और का होता तो नहीं करते. सोचो. So when you're talking karma yoga, these three elements are the basis of karma yoga. Swarth, no selfishness. Second, abhiman, no ego. Third, phalicha, no desire for any fruit of action should be there. So now tell me how difficult it is. And to top it, it's difficult, but it's not impossible. And we are blessed because we have been placed in a situation where we can actually accomplish this. Right? What is he saying? Sukha dukkhe same kritva. Labha labho jaya jayo. He's saying remain stable, equipoised. You know? Some tattva buddhi hoti hai na, where good or bad, no problem. Joy or sorrow, stable, sthit. No, it is like, when I'm happy, I'm jumping around like a jack. And when something negative happens, we sink into the deepest pit of depression. That is a yo-yo effect, where we are oscillating beyond control. No oscillations. Sthirta. Okay, loss. Let's give an example of Ramji, na? Morning, you will be crowned the prince. Okay, father. Sthit. And then at night, no. Change of plan. Morning, you are going to the forest. Sthit. Okay, father. Was there any element of oscillation over there? Any grief, sorrow, agony? Any hatred? Any questions? नहीं. ठीक है ना? राज्य करना है? ठीक है. जंगल में जाना है? ठीक है. तेरी रजा में हम राजी. कोई बात नहीं. I benefited. Profit? Very good. No problem. Loss? No problem. And then, what is it? उसके बाद में, if I'm victorious, right? If I score 100% for a child, ठीक है, the child should be very good. Good. If then it's 0, very good. Good. और मेहनत करेंगे. If we can imbibe this in us and our families and our children, what we are seeing nowadays would not happen. So over here he's saying, कि सुख दुखे समय कृत्वा लाभा लाभो जया जयो. And now look very carefully. We start from sukh dukha, right? Then how is the sequence? Victory, or we are victorious or not, we fail. Okay, first. Then what happens after that? If we are victorious, we gain. If we are not victorious, we lose, right? And then again, look at the arrow. Victorious, we gain, and we are happy. Okay? What is it? Sukha. And when we fail, what happens? There is a loss, and we are unhappy. Think about it. We are not focused on the action in hand. We are thinking कि अब इससे ये होगा तो ये होगा तो ये होगा, इससे ये होगा तो ये होगा तो ये होगा. तुम कर्म करो ना, क्या होगा उससे तुम्हें क्या लेना देना, नहीं लेना देना होना चाहिए. There's a very beautiful story when I was reading Akhanda Anandji's Gita. Right? There are many authors, they write beautifully. There are some 10 Gitas which I love to read verse by verse with different gurus. And the beautiful example Akhanda Anandji gives is that once in the neighborhood, there was from a house, huge amount of yelling was coming. ठीक है, चिल्ला रहे थे, husband and wife, they are literally yelling and screaming at each other, fighting as if, आज तो इस प्रलय, somebody or the other is going to go, स्वाहा होने ही वाला है. So the neighbors ran and they salvaged the situation because they realized this is not like, where we mind our own business. We have to stop them before something disastrous happen. So they open the door, they walk in, they stop them and they say, what is happening? Why are you both fighting? क्या हो गया ऐसा? And the wife shouts, I am telling him, my son is going to be an engineer. He is not listening. So the husband says, no, I want my son to be a doctor. And again they start shouting. No, this and this, this and this. And he's saying, no, doctor, blah, blah, blah. Again they stop him. Listen, but why don't you go and ask the son first, You want him to be an engineer, a doctor. Usko kya chahiye? What is his wish? Go, call your son, we'll ask. Oh, but how can we? The neighbor said, why? What is the problem? How can we? Se matlab kya? We still don't have a son. We still don't have a son. This is this verse. That is what we are doing. Procrastination, कि कैसे क्या, मतलब आगे की सोच के डरते जा रहे हैं, एक्शन कुछ होता नहीं है. Exactly what we do. This happens, this will be the result. That happened, this will. And actually, I think, we are conditioned like that. Think about it. See, we are mothers, right? Think about what are you feeding into the brains of your children. Alternative तैयार रखो. अगर ये नहीं अरे तो you start with failure. Then, if this does not happen, this will happen. Again, we are teaching them to think. From the material point of view, we are making very undecisive people, We ourselves are also very undecisive. We think about the consequences before we do the action. Kyun? And that is what is being taught right now. Come to think of it, you have to think about the consequences before you do the action, right? That is what we teach our children also. पर यहाँ पे वो क्या बोल रहे हैं? What is he saying? तुम ये सब छोड़ो, right? Be some. And now that you are in the situation, you do your action. Don't think about what is going to be the result, what is going to happen. And whatever is the result, whether I'll be sad or happy, kuch mat socho. Just imagine. Is it possible to be some? We'll say Ramji was some, right? Ramji can be some. Over here, Shri Krishna is some, right? Why is it that Arjuna is listening to Shri Krishna? Arjun does not believe Shri Krishna is Bhagwan over here. Itne sare questions, by the end of it, he has to show the Vishwa Roop and all we'll see in chapter 11 as we go on. So, aisa kuch bhi nahi hai. You know why Arjun is listening to Shri Krishna? Very simple. Again, go back to the battlefield. Who is with Shri Krishna? Shri Krishna is with the Pandavas. Where is Shri Krishna's entire family? Where is his Narayani Sena? It is with the Kauravas. In spite of him also having to fight against his own near and dear ones, he is some. He's stable. He's able to say, let's go on with the battle. The situation is far worse for Shri Krishna than for Shri Arjun. Yet he's saying, Dharma Yudhe, we will fight. With this, let's think about one more point. Many a times, like for Arjun, in the course of his journey, he forgot why he had started, right? Shri Krishna never forgot. He knew, मुझे धर्म की स्थापना करनी है, right? अधर्म का नाश करना है. And that was the reason, and he held on to it, right? Whatever it takes. Arjun forgot the premise of why the battle was being fought. And it happens to all of us. In the middle of the journey, we forget why we had started. And if we forget why we had started, we will never take the journey forward. Never forget why you have started something. Because just like Arjun, you'll face a lot of dilemmas, a lot of problems. At that time, you have to revisit the premise of why you had started something and say, no, today I might be disheartened. Today I don't feel like doing this, We are humans, normal, right? Today, मन नहीं कर रहा है. नहीं, क्यों शुरू करा था? Yes, करो. Bind yourself and move on. So over here, moving again to the verse, Sam Tattva Buddhi. When the action has to be done, do it. Don't worry about whether I'll be victorious or not. Even if I lose, even if I'm victorious, some. Right? Joy, sorrow, some. No, totally equipoised all the time. And then, after that, loss or gain, some. Don't let your victories get to your head. And don't let your failures bring you down. That is the oscillation which we need to stop, and we all know it. But we are unable to control ourselves just like Ram and Shri Krishna could. That is why we are talking to them and talking about them and listening to them, right? Because they also walked this earth in flesh and blood just like us. If they were able to do, even now there are people who are able to do, why can't we? What is Sam Tattva Buddhi? In the next few verses, we are going to go into the depth of it. But one thing that we have to take with us today is that there is nothing wrong in the action. The action does not bind us. Then you'll ask, what will bind us? What binds us? The dvand, right? There are 4 things that bind us according to Ram Sukdas ji. Not the action, okay? Action is not binding. But when we start having pakshapat is when we start taking sides, when we start having that dvand in our mind, right? Then kamna, the desire from that action, that binds us. Third, what is this? Again, swarth, selfish benefits through that action, that binds us. Fourth is ego. So he added one more thing over here, that is dvand, pakshapat, kamna, desires, swarth, and ahankar. So the action in itself, so he's saying, how do I fight this war, right? How do I live in this world so that I don't incur any more baggages? So he's saying, when you live in this world, you live as a equipoised person who is not upheavaled by victories or losses, gains, sadness, happiness. The duality of this world should not touch you. So over here again he says, Siddh asiddh, sam rahekar, nishkam karm karo. Whether it's in your favor or not, you stay equipoised, and without any ichha for the phal, without any desire for the fruits of your action, you work in this world. तो हमें क्या, we have to go again, he says ना, again अखंडानंद जी says कि हमें बाबा बनने की कोई ज़रूरत नहीं है, हमें वो ऑरेंज चोगा पहनने की भी कोई ज़रूरत नहीं है. Being where we are, again first verse says don't run away from where you are. For us, very simply, don't run away from where you are. You have been placed in this situation, placed in this these people, placed in this environment. You have a certain set of swadharma duties. Do it. But how to do it so that you can attain what a yogi can attain? How? By saying some. Equipoised, desireless, selfishness-less, and egoless. Very easy to say, very difficult to accomplish. So these 2 verses, now this verse number 38 will be dealt with in great depth. They will explain what Sam Tattva Buddhi is. How of it, very simply, comes with practice. Right? कई बार हमारे पे क्वेश्चन आएगा, ठीक है ये तो समझ आ गया, हाउ? प्रैक्टिस, बीइंग इन अवेयरनेस, Being vigilant. ऐसा नहीं कि for 1 hour I will be in Samtattva Buddhi. After that 1 hour is open, you drop the class and I'll give you a slap. Think. Nahi. Then it has to be throughout the day. Okay, this is broken. Calm down. कोई बात नहीं. Think about it. We'll get into the depth of it later, next week again. Any inputs, questions, suggestions, takeaways? We are opening the discussion now. You can unmute and talk. It'll be nice to listen to your inputs. Go ahead. Yes.
Hari Om.
Hari Om, honey. Hari Om. How are you?
How are you?
Very good.
Good.
Very good. Tell me.
My takeaway is when you said that our resolution is weak.
Very weak.
That
Yes.
it's not strong. And we're always leaving options. And I think that was a huge takeaway for me.
Yes. Very huge takeaway, isn't it? And we feel that is a normal way. Like yesterday, I think Ashwini ji was there in the class in Bhagavad. When we're talking about Vatsasur na, Ashwini ji, this is one example. When we do not even realize that it is wrong and we feel it is right. So, yeah, very true. We are already prepared for failure before we even start doing anything. Options are those only, right? But it is acceptable.
Yes.
It is very acceptable in today's world. Even when we are talking to our children, don't we say keep your options open?
Yes.
Socho na. Just imagine, agar Shivaji Maharaj at the age of 16 had gone for a battle keeping his options open, तो क्या होता? उस समय ये नहीं सिखाया जाता था कि keep your options open. उस समय ये सिखाया जाता था burn your bridge and don't turn back. Very true. It's like, and this thing actually makes you think about what we are doing in our day-to-day activities, isn't it?
Yes.
Very true.
It makes, it just, our children, and it just makes them weak.
Yes. Makes them weak, confused individuals.
Yes, and today is Swami Vivekanand's 159th birth centenary.
Oh,
And I just started reading it. Coincidentally, only yesterday I started reading his book. In the first few chapters,
Yes.
he gives so much credit to his mom. And, it's just lovely to see the roles we can play in our children's lives.
yes.
And I think that's why this knowledge is very essential.
It is very essential. Gita and our scriptures are not meant for when we have, and I have white hair even now, but not when we are 60, 70. तब क्या करोगे? ठीक है, it's very good. You will be able to improve your next birth. But when do we start? The knowledge starts when you are in the womb only. The sooner the better. Give this ज्ञान to the children so that they can live their life to the fullest. हमें तो अभी शुरू हुआ है, आधी जिंदगी निकल गई. अब क्या करें? चलो कोई बात नहीं. देर आई दुरुस्त आई तो सही. Right? So these scriptures are meant, that is why when we look at our 16 sanskars, right? There are 16 sanskars that we have. We all know it. How many of us ensure that our children go to the 16 sanskars? Usme, one of the sanskar is Janehu, right? It is not Janehu, everybody has to wear. It is not only Brahmin or something, no. Once you wear that Janehu, after that, you are eligible to study the scriptures. Everybody, if you read your scriptures, when you read about Ramji going to the Gurukul, you will hear, right? Sudama was there, this was there. Everybody was studying the scriptures before they started their life. So when is the right time? When you're very young. The knowledge of the scriptures, the knowledge of the Ved have to be imparted to the children, to us when we're very young, so that we can live our lives accordingly. It is like operating a machine and it explodes and then we look at the manual. That is what we all do. Right? So, very great.
Yes.
Any other input, any other takeaways, any other sharing? Anybody else? Krishna, Anything?
For me, it is like Barkaji ego. The ego is the main thing for each and everything.
Yes.
So trying to work out on ego since a long time, but still continuing. Every day, as you are saying, just when they drop the glass also, let's be like cool and all. I will put my all the ego at one time and it will be like out.
Out.
And even more than the normal time, I will be like more egoistic at that point of time. So I was just like trying to be calm and all.
Okay. Very.
So, but the thing is, even it is a good ego or the bad ego, I don't say that is like whatever comes. If we try to practice it as a witness, we are just witnessing
Yes.
it. Most of the ego will be finished, I guess.
Very true.
Because when we see some traffic or something in a common example, we won't be that disturbed because we do know that we are just witnessing it. But if it happens in our home, we will be like at the peak
Yes.
of our anger or anything.
Very
So
true.
just here, but I feel like there is a lot of confusion. Like at one point, we feel like we should be like controlling our ego and everything, and at the second point, it's like we should be always like witnessing. If we try to be the witness, it is like a detachment, right? So already we have came out from that ego part, right? Then only we will be able to witness anything.
Very true.
If it is a stranger, we will be like we will be staring or doing anything. There is nothing with us like ego. Only when it comes with our attached people, that ego
Exactly.
starts.
That is the dvand. Yes. I was actually going to say that. If your child drops the glass, what will happen? And if your friend's child comes to your house and drops the glass, what will happen?
Yeah.
Right?
So we will be like, it's okay.
Why? Because, again, Maya is telling you that this is your child, right? And that is not your child. Okay? So, with your child, you can do anything. But the crux of the matter is that this child is also not yours. He is through you. He is not yours. Who made him yours? Or her yours? No. The child is through you. It is not yours. Always remember this. The minute you remember this, first step, then that ego would not erupt because we are very conscious. Many people are not, but many people are also. When it is somebody else's child, we are very conscious, right? But our child, we can do whatever we want. This is not your child. For all you know, this soul could be a higher soul. He just had this, he needed this environment, hence he is born through you. First, that is when you become a witness. When you remember that, oh, okay, this is how the world operates. This is how it is. That is what, मैं अरु मोर तोड़ते माया. The minute we are able to break that, and then we look at everything as a witness, okay, everybody had a role to play, they had to be here, so and so, then you won't get so agitated, right? So, again, see, it is very difficult to directly address ego. ठीक है?
Yeah.
इतना आसान नहीं है, right? Directly address anger, इतना आसान नहीं है. Solution is very simple. Immerse in the thought of the Lord, right? Hari Jap, Hari Naam, Hari Kirtan, Hari Katha, be occupied. Automatically, these negative tendencies will fall off. This is known as the process of sublimation, right? If we suppress, it will bounce back higher, right? But if we stop ignoring our anger, ego, all this, and we just focus on the Lord, ठीक है? Automatically you will realize कि मुझे पता ही नहीं चला मेरा गुस्सा कहाँ चला गया. You were so busy thinking about the Lord, you had occupied and caught his legs with both your hands, his feet with both your hands. Your hands were not free to hold on to anything else. And before you know, everything will fall off. Yes, consciously, हमें करना है what you are saying. But the most easy way is, because क्या होता है, if we consciously are able to conquer any of our vices, that also generates another ego. मैंने किया, मैंने बहुत मेहनत की. I did this, and see, and now I don't get angry. Ego. ठीक है? Now, I was just focusing on the Lord. I was doing what is good. I was just focusing on the greater good. I don't even know where the anger went away. Right? then will there be an ego? Ki I conquered my anger. You'll say, I did not do anything. I cannot take the credit for fighting my anger or my ego. No generation of ego. Safe path, right? And very easy. Think about it.
Yes.
Think about it. This is what the scriptures are telling us. That is why when we started the session, what did we say? The objective is God realization. Everything else is a byproduct of it. Keep that in mind always. Anything else? Anybody else? Yes.
Hari Om.
Hari Om. I'm sorry, I turn sometimes over here because the camera is over here so that the resolution is better and my laptop is over here. So you might see me turning to see your faces. Yes. Right.
No problem.
Huh.
You said about to burn your bridges.
Yeah.
And you said that not to keep options open. But sometimes you have to have failure as an option open, because in case you fall down, just an example, especially for teenagers.
Yes.
When they fall down, they are not able to take the failure because they just think that for everything they do, they have to be victorious. And that's when the mental health and everything is affected.
Yes.
They get into depression and, because they can't take failure on their stride.
Yes.
So
So
don't you think that failure also should be told to them that there could be a possibility that you could fail, but you have to just, like you said, don't keep your options open. So
yes, let's elaborate. Again, in yesterday's Bhagavad class, there were 3 points that we discussed. It was, again, on the same context. Prayatna, Pratna and Pratiksha. Okay?
Pratiksha.
Yes, right? We did, right? Prayatna, Prarthana and Pratiksha. The problem with today's world is, is प्रार्थना तो हम बहुत कम सिखाते हैं हमारे बच्चों को, राइट? अगर उन्हें स्क्रिप्चर्स पढ़ लिए होते तो ये क्वेश्चन आता ही नहीं, राइट? बिकॉज दे आर ऑब्लिवियस ऑफ व्हाट द स्क्रिप्चर्स आर सेइंग, ठीक है? Because if they would have read the entire Gita before getting into that situation, they would not have these dilemmas about what failure can do, right? The depression होता ही नहीं, right? आपको समझ आता था सब माया है, तो क्या प्रॉब्लम है, right? But ठीक है, now that they have not read anything and we are telling them, प्रयत्न, put in your 100% effort, right? And pray. Not pray to get something, just pray to the Lord. प्रयत्न करो and then pratiksha karo. The problem is not the failure. The problem is we do not teach our children to wait. And wait for how long? As long as it takes. You put in the effort.
They don't have patience.
Exactly. So the failure is not the problem. They are not, the problem is they don't have the patience and they don't have the waiting capacity. Instant चाहिए. मैंने 1 साल मेहनत करी, अगले साल IIT में एडमिशन हो जाना चाहिए. क्यों हो जाना चाहिए? नहीं हुआ तो वापस ट्राई कर लो ना. There are people who give 3 attempts. When I was in IIMs, there was a person called, I should not name him. He gave 3 attempts to get into the IIMs. He ultimately got in. But it took 3 attempts. It was not failure. Again, it took him 3 attempts to get into an IIMs. Was it failure? Today's children will call it failure. I would say it took him 3 attempts. A very simple example is Thomas Edison. How much time did it take him to make that bulb? It was just a 99 or 100 step process, he would say, or more. Did he fail in every step? No. So the definition of failure and the incompetence of the children to wait and be patient. उनको लगता है कि ये तो मेरा जन्म सिद्ध अधिकार है, मुझे मिलना ही चाहिए. प्रॉब्लम फेलियर नहीं है. उनको लगता है कि दिस इज माई जन्म सिद्ध अधिकार. आई एम बोर्न टू गेट ऑल दिस. हु सेड? मेहनत करो, मिलना होगा तो मिलेगा, नहीं मिलना होगा तो नहीं मिलेगा. बट नहीं. Thomas Edison, first failure, second failure, third. Did he stop? No. He wanted to make the bulb, right? So he did not keep an option of other things there. पहुंचना तो मुझे वहीं पे है. It depends on how much time it takes. पहुंचना तो मुझे IIMs के अंदर ही है. It depends on how many attempts it will take. बनना तो मुझे CA ही है. पता नहीं जितना टाइम लगेगा लग जाएगा. Think about it. Think about it. So is it failure that is the problem? It is the inability to think कि not this year, next year. Next year नहीं तो after that I will get there. I want it now, immediately. होता है ना, पहले ज़माने में आई थिंक नाउ इट इज़ बिकमिंग वेरी फास्ट पेस्ड. वी कीप ऑप्शंस ओपन. आई रिमेंबर पीपल यूज टू टेक ड्रॉप ईयर्स जस्ट इन टू गेट इन टू अ मेडिकल कॉलेज ऑफ देयर चॉइस. अच्छा अभी नहीं हुआ, नेक्स्ट ईयर वापस अटेम्प्ट देंगे. थिंक अबाउट इट. नाउ टाइम हैज़ बिकम सो प्रेशियस. वी से नहीं, इफ नॉट नाउ अभी व्हाट, 1-2 साल में क्या फ़र्क पड़ जाना है? कोई फ़र्क नहीं पड़ना है. सो व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट चिल्ड्रन एंड देयर approach to failure, that is the entire problem. That is the entire mess that we have made with them. So think about it. प्रयत्न and प्रतीक्षा. प्रार्थना अगर जोड़ दें तो उसमें तो that is the best thing. पर प्रयत्न के बाद में प्रतीक्षा करना सिखा दें तो there is no failure. Because every time you do something you gain, you never fail. What is failure? And the previous verse, that is what Sri Krishna told us, right? खड़े हो, युद्ध करो. If you are victorious, मतलब you win the battle, still you are victorious because you'll get the land. Otherwise, if you die fighting the battle, still you are victorious because you'll get heaven. Even if you are studying and working right now and you don't get admission in your desired university, you have gained so much of knowledge. So you're never a loser. Failure is never an option. Failure is never there. What do you think?
Thank you.
Yeah? So this is something that we have to minutely think. Our day-to-day actions, that is why they say, right? Gita is teaching us the way to live also. It's a manual for our life. Right? We'll think deeper. We'll keep thinking deeper. Anything else? Any other points? Shall we then, for today, we have overshot by 17 minutes. Shall we close the class then for today? Right? And if there are any points, that is what I always do. I always make notes. If there is a question mark, there is a question, I write. Okay, this is something I don't understand. We keep writing, and as we move forward, because we've just about begun, one by one, we'll get our answers eventually. Right? Let's calm our mind down and thank God for this beautiful knowledge and this desire to know. May His grace always flow. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari, He Nath Narayan Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari, He Nath Narayan Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari, He Nath Narayan Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari, He Nath Narayan Vasudeva. He Nath Narayan Vasudeva. He Nath Narayan Vasudeva. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Ram Lakshman Janaki, Jai Bolo Hanuman ki. Ram Lakshman Janaki, Jai Bolo Hanuman ki. Ram Lakshman Janaki, Jai Bolo Hanuman ki. Jai Bolo Hanuman ki. Jai Bolo Hanuman ki. Bolo Bajrang Bali ki Jai. Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Krishna. Jai Hanuman, Jai Hanuman, Jai Hanuman.